Hi! Welcome to the Can Do program for parents and kids, where we take your kids and your family to the next level. And we believe this is your day to make positive changes bloom. I'm Boaz. I am your host, and I believe I have one credential that helps me to become a great host for you, and that's the fact that at one point I was a kid. That's me, right there. I was born in Israel at a very young age, and that's my picture in the 4th grade. Mother would say I looked really, really cute. Let me take you around as to what was happening. There's my family. That was my mother holding my brother, who's a year younger than I, my sister, 9 years older than I was, and my father is holding me. Notice the curly hair? I had blonde, curly hair when I was a little boy. Now, I'm not saying that we didn't have a lot in Israel. We were not poor. I had a horse. Take a look at my horse right there. My brother is reining in the horse. And that's our house at the bottom right there. A 2-room house, but you can't feel too sorry for me because outside of my house, there were 50 different kinds of fruit trees. So my mother, all she had to do was just look toward the trees and see where the seeds were falling to know where her 2 boys were, because we were up in the tangerine tree having lunch. And so I was there on the farm till I was about 7 years old, and then we moved to Tiberias on the Sea of Galilee. That's the picture right there. Isn't that beautiful? We lived right on the shore of the Sea of Galilee, and in front of our apartment building, there was a round fortification about 25 feet in diameter, built by the Romans, the real ones. There is so much history. Israel used to be part of the Roman Empire. So my parents immigrated our family to the United States when I was 9. We lived in the Midwest for many years in Oklahoma, then in California since 1985, and for the past year or so, I've been in Dallas, Texas. So it is a pleasure to have you here as we take you through the Can Do program for parents and kids. We are so excited about your family. Here we want to show you how to make your family thrive without complications. How to help your kids to have a great future without stressing out. Wouldn't that be nice? Well, here are most people's beliefs. They feel that it's kind of hard to talk to their kids and get them to listen, especially this day and age. And most people don't think they're putting roadblocks in the way of their family's success, but that's not necessarily true. And most people don't believe that doing something for just 5 minutes a day could change the lives of their kids. Well, we're about to show you exactly how that works. My goal is to show you how to easily get the right words with your kids and know what to say. How to get your kids to listen to you and to follow your guidance. How to take your family roadblocks out of the way. How to use 5 minutes a day to dramatically improve the future happiness and success of your kids. Now, if you stay tuned until the end of the webinar, here's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to give you and share with you a technique that I believe can change the future of your kids and your family for the better forever. So stay with me until the end. I believe you'll say that it was worth it. So the Can Do program was created by me, that's me on the right, and by Cynthia Spoon, my partner. And we also have involved the Can Do mascots. Jordy, that was one of Cindy's pets a long time ago, one of her favorite pets. And then in most recent years, she had the Mizu. That's the cute cat on the right. I took that picture. Not easy, but a cute cat and most photogenic once I got the picture done. So what makes this program different? Well, let's think about this. In ordinary schooling, there's not a single course in getting along with people. And where are we doing most of what we're doing in life? We're trying to get along with people. And this is glaring. 80% of your child's future success is determined by their self-image, confidence, and their attitude. Contrary to popular thought, it's not the Ivy League college they go to, but 80% of their success is due to their attitude. So this program deals with these important points. Now, it all begins with communication. Most parents spend less than 7 minutes a day. Get this now? Less than 7 minutes a day communicating with their children, while kids spend several hours a day consuming media. Now, The question is, are we speaking with our children or at our children? And how much of our communication is a result of conflict? Think about that. Are we asking questions or are we ordering when it comes to our kids? Well, as a parent, there are rights and there are wrongs. I've done a lot of things right, but I've also done a lot of things wrong when it came to me being a parent. So after doing the wrong things for a while, here's what I discovered. Number one, my words had a lot of power with my kids. Number two, I had to stop criticizing, condemning, and complaining. And number three, I could change my family's future with positive daily affirmations. So here's my story. I discovered these concepts the hard way, but for you, you get to cheat and get them the easy way. And there is an easier way. So here's the hard way. It's like going through a maze, you don't know where you're going. Most people use words with their kids that program them for failure. I remember years ago, I was in a parking lot in the Midwest where we lived in Tulsa. And I heard a lady in a nearby van. She had parked, she came out of her van, and she hollered at her child, who I later found out was about 12 or 13 years old. And she screamed at the little girl and said, "You always make us late. You always make us late." She was programming her child to always be late and to fail. Number two, most people criticize, condemn, or complain. Well, I'm just trying to help them out. Well, there are consequences to criticizing, condemning, or complaining. It can tear down somebody's self-image. And most people affirm daily what they don't want as opposed to what they do want with their kids and with their family. So here's a question for you. Do you want the easy way to change your family's future for the better forever? Why not? We're all at a crossroads. We can take the easy way or the difficult way. Now, in the past, I did not watch my words with my kids. I've got to be honest with you. I criticized, condemned, and complained. And the results were negative and very destructive. So here are the big three secrets that I want to share with you today. Number one, how to automatically get the right words every time. Wouldn't that be amazing if you always had the right words with your kids? Number two, how to easily retrain your mind to stop criticizing, condemning, or complaining and make it automatic. And number three, how to radiate positive thoughts to your kids. What kind of a difference could that make in their future, happiness and success? Words do matter. So here's secret number one, how to automatically get the right words every time. Reading the right books builds character and gives you the right words. So the book I've recommended in my presentations as a speaker worldwide for some 30 years is a book that was written in 1935, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. One of the 10 all-time best-selling books in the history of the world. Maybe everyone should be reading it, particularly parents. Very basic concepts in the book. Put yourself in their shoes. Be a good listener. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. What parts of this are not really good that could help us as parents? So I'm recommending again the best personal development, people skills book ever written. So the secret is how to automatically get the right words every time. And let me tell you what happened with John and Mary in San Diego. They had used the wrong words. Their son was diagnosed at school with ADD. He was in the 5th grade. And the nurse in the school wanted to put him on Ritalin because he was so disruptive in class. And they would always criticize him. Why can't you be any better? And so I worked with them and coached them. And we worked on the Dale Carnegie book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And what they did is they changed to have the right words. And the right words with their son was this. These were the right words. I told him to say to him every morning and every evening, I see it in you. You are a champion. I see it in you. You are a champion. And you know what? Within a few weeks, his behavior improved in school. The teacher was amazed. He was never put on Ritalin. That little boy at the end of the school year won the school spelling bee. How's that for having the right words? It makes a huge difference, and it certainly did for them, for John, Mary, and their little boy in San Diego. Secret number 2, how to easily retrain your mind to stop criticizing, condemning, or complaining. As Dale Carnegie says right there, any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most fools do. So if you want to put the nail in the coffin of family relationships, especially with your kids, go ahead and do this. Criticize, condemn, or complain. But realize, words have the power to either build up or to tear down your kids emotionally for the rest of their lives. Mental impressions are being made. So let me tell you about what happened to Liz in Pittsburgh. Well, as part of the Can Do program for parents and kids, there are 31 daily audio messages that kids listen to, and I am their fictitious teacher at the Can Do School of Champions. So in Pittsburgh, Liz's daughter was 8 years old, and she absolutely began to love the program, especially because her mother decided for a couple of weeks not to criticize, condemn, or complain at all. She just stopped for a couple of weeks. She just forced herself to stop doing that. Her daughter started listening to the audio messages, and she had a marked improvement in her attitude, the daughter did, and her ability to get along with other people. And she told the mother she wished the program could be in her school. And we will tell you shortly how we have used the Can Do program in some elementary schools around the country. So secret number 3, how to radiate positive thoughts to your kids. Words become thoughts. Thoughts, whether positive or negative, become actions, and actions have consequences. So if it's not what we want, we shouldn't say it. Okay, there's about as strong a secret to success as I can share with you with your kids. To not say what you don't want. So if it's not what you want, don't say it. If you say to your child, you never clean up your room, is that what we want, for them to never clean up the room? I don't think so. So maybe we should stop saying those words. You see, the subconscious mind takes every thought as an order. It doesn't judge it, good or bad. So, for example, if I say that I'm a clumsy person, the subconscious takes it as an order. Give me 5 minutes, I'll walk down the hall and trip, because it took it as an order, and that's the way I am from now on. So we've got to be so careful to radiate positive thoughts with our kids. And so let me tell you what happened with Margaret in Dallas. She started having her child listen to the program, the audio messages every morning. And she said one day her son came out of school and he was in such a good mood. He had such a big smile on his face. And she asked him, why are you in such a good mood? And he said, Boaz, that's me on the audio messages. He said, Mr. Boaz said, I am a champion. How is that for radiating positive thoughts to your kids? Let me tell you about a case study. I mentioned we tested the program in some elementary schools around the country, in Kansas City and Detroit. Here at Manor Hill Elementary School in Kansas City, I went to the school and we launched the program, and I did an assembly, and there's my picture at the bottom. There I am, be a champion. They had the t-shirts made and the whole thing. That is the principal of the school. And we had almost 500 students there for a whole year that tested the Can Do program for parents and kids. And here's what the principal said. He said, we chose the Can Do program for parents and kids to support our nearly 500 students. We found that the program was exceptional in meeting the different needs of our kids by helping them with their positive attitudes, their relationships, and their self-confidence. It's helped to meet the needs of our students, and it's helped to make a creative and positive atmosphere for all of our students. So what they did at the school as part of the program is we have a sign that is part of the program that says, every day I play like a champion. So they made miniature signs they put on everybody's desk, all the students' desks, and when they played the audio messages on the intercom each morning for all 500 students, at the end of the 2 minutes, I say to the kids, you are special, you are unique, you are destined for greatness. Now high five your champion sign. And almost 500 students touched the sign on their desk. They also had them in the doors going in and out of classrooms. And the whole attitude of the entire school improved that year, and performance by the students also improved. So in the past few minutes, wouldn't you agree that it's been time well spent so far? We've shared some very important things that can help you with your kids. But I can't cover everything. that you need to become an exceptional parent in 20 or 30 minutes. Even if we had all day, I couldn't. But I have a very special offer so you can get everything you need to know how to create an exceptional family and nurture happy, successful kids. Now, if you act fast, I'll give you a very special offer. Old habits do die hard. We've got old habits, new habits, and when it comes to our kids and our family, if we continue doing what we've done in the past, the question is, will it get us where we want to be? In most cases, not so. But I believe you're going to be thrilled. I'm thrilled that you're here. When you start implementing the simple daily can-do program exercises, you'll be thrilled with a positive impact on your kids and on your family. Well, what you're going to get is this. Number one, the amazing can-do program for parents and kids manual. This has got 31 different concepts, 31 different elements, each one geared to a day of the month, a daily lesson on kindness, love, consideration. That's what the manual is all about. And then there are the inspirational can-do stories. Stories that Cindy wrote many years ago, starting in 1991, that tie in how animals can help us to understand things, certain concepts that you would love for your kids to have, and they're woven through stories, the can-do stories. And then there is the Can-Do Critters workbook, a workbook that takes kids through kindness, thoughtfulness, various ideals, and there's some coloring portions and assignments in the book, and I believe your kids will like the Can-Do Critters workbook. And then I mentioned before the 31 daily positive and motivating audio messages for your kids. I am their fictitious teacher at the Can-Do School of Champions, and every day's message begins with good morning, welcome to the first day of a brand new month, welcome to the Can-Do School of Champions. And at the end of the 2 minutes, I will tell your kids every day, as their cheerleader, you are special, you are unique, you are destined for greatness. Now high five your champion sign because you are a champion. Kids can even mimic the way I say good morning. They love it. They just love it. I'm their cheerleader. And then the highly productive, here is the cap to the whole program, 7-week parenting course to implement the entire program. So I will take you through 7 weeks of exercises that you can apply each week, come back and report how they went, and really make a whole transformation for your family in a matter of 7 weeks. And we value the whole program at $21,991. So who has this worked for? Number one, schools in several states. I already shared with you what we did in Manor Hill in Kansas City. Thousands of kids between the ages of 4 and 12 all over the country and around the world. And parents who saw their home lives become more positive and their kids become happier, more productive, and more successful. Well, you know, I had two choices concerning this program. The first option, to go cheap as possible and try to sell as many of the programs as possible. It would incentivize me to really stack the value. Or the second option. That requires a little higher investment, but in exchange, I can devote more resources to guarantee your success. Here are some testimonials from all around the country. I mentioned Liz in Pittsburgh. She played the can-do messages every day for her 9-year-old daughter, and she's the one who loved it, had tremendous improvement in her attitude and her ability to get along with people. Casey in Tampa, Florida, age 5. He said, I love the can-do messages every morning. They tell me that I am a champion and get me to high-five my champion sign. He said, I like the workbook and the fun exercises. And then I mentioned to you John and Mary in San Diego, the 5th grader who was having problems in school. The nurse wanted to put him on Ritalin for ADD. He improved tremendously because his parents said to him every day, we see it in you. You are a champion. And by golly, after 2 weeks, his attitude improved, his behavior in school improved, and at the end of the year, he won the school spelling bee. How's that? And then I mentioned the vice principal at Kansas City at the Manor Hill Elementary School. You saw the testimonial by the principal. The vice principal said, at Manor Hill Elementary, we've chosen to use the Can-Do program. There are so many benefits. As a parent myself, she said, I love that it promotes positive self-esteem and also a great attitude. Tell me this, Where are our kids learning these days to have a positive self-esteem, to have a great attitude, to have more confidence? Where are they getting that? Not in very many places. And then Margaret in Dallas, I mentioned to you that after listening to the Can Do audio messages for a week, her son came out of school and said that Mr. Boaz said that I am a champion. Many testimonials from all over the world have proven that this is a fabulous program. So here's what you're going to get. The Amazing Can Do Program for Parents and Kids Manual, the Inspirational Can Do Stories, the Creative Can Do Critters Workbook, the 31 daily positive and motivating audio messages for your kids, and the highly productive 7-week parenting course to implement the entire program, a $21,991 value. Here's the first bonus. When you get this program, we're giving you more than you even bargained for. This is really something cool. How often do we find that our kids get too stressed out these days? Even parents do. Parents have panic attacks sometimes, so do kids. This is a serious matter. What if we could help you with that? Well, we are formulating what's called a program called Panic Cease. This is a productive program to take control of anxiety and panic attacks. If this is a problem for you or your kids or both of you, just this one item, this one bonus item could revolutionize your future. This we see as a $4,500 value, and the bonus is only for the first 30 people. Bonus number 2, another cool thing. We have an audio daily program for adults. Because we're not here just to help your kids. We're here to help your entire family. So what if we had 31 daily 2-minute audio messages in a powerful, high-performance audio program for adults that can help you as an adult to become happier, more secure, more successful in your work, to have a better attitude every day? Do you think that might affect your career? Do you think it might affect your family? This by itself is a $4,000 value. And this bonus is for the first 20 people who take advantage of our incredible offer. So here's what you're going to get. Number 1, the Amazing Can Do Program for Parents and Kids Manual, the Inspirational Can Do Stories, the Creative Can Do Critters Workbook, the 31 positive daily audio messages for kids, the highly productive 7-week parenting course where we take you through the entire process and make sure that we implement these ideas and change habits within your family. And then the number 1 bonus, the incredible Panic Cease program to avert panic attacks. And the number 2 bonus, the 30-day prosperity plan, the daily high performance audio messages for adults. The whole program, $30,488 value. Think about this for a moment. If all this did was help your kids have a better and more positive attitude, tell me this, would it be worth it? If all it did is help your kids do better in school, would it be worth it? If it helped your kids become happier and more successful in life, would it be worth it? If all it did is help your kids grow up not being anxious or get panic attacks, would it be worth it? What if we could have your kids become responsible with money? Would that be worth it? And what if we could create a better home life for your entire family? Would it be worth it? What are those ideals worth? Would that kind of future for you, your kids, and your family be worth $1,000, $10,000, $25,000 or more? How much would you pay to get those improvements in your family and in the future of your kids? Well, here's why other people are paying me a lot of money as a speaker all over the world. I'm an internationally known author, speaker, and consultant. I was awarded Speaker of the Year by Vistage. That's the world's largest organization of CEOs in 23 countries. People pay me a lot of money to speak and to share productive ideas. Now it's time for us to share great ideas with you. Along with my co-creator of the Can Do program, Cynthia Spoon, and that's her right there, we're going to be teaching the highly productive 7-week parenting course that could change your future and that of your kids for the better forever. Now, we want you to feel comfortable with who we are. As a professional speaker worldwide, I've appeared regularly on Lifetime television, a show called The Balancing Act, and I've spoken for such companies as Century 21, American Airlines, Toyota, Time Warner, and Xerox. Cynthia, highly accomplished, is a sociology graduate from UCLA and has been developing children's self-image and confidence-building programs since 1991. Since 2007, we have been working together on cutting-edge program for children with families and schools nationwide, and we are both published authors. You can see why. The Can Do program for parents and kids and the 7-week parenting course are a good deal at $30,488. In order to make the entire program more accessible, we offer it to the general public for $9,997. Here's an unbelievable deal. Because you are special, you can get started changing your family's future now for just $2,997. Now, all I ask is that you click below. We're not going to sell the program to you right this minute. You can't buy it right this minute. We want to click below and let's schedule a Zoom meeting so we can talk about the future of your kids and see if this is right for you. Here's what you're going to get again. The amazing Can Do program for parents and kids manual, the inspirational Can Do stories, the creative Can Do Critters workbook, the 31 daily positive and motivating audio messages for kids, a highly productive 7-week parenting course where Cindy and I will help you to implement the entire program. Number 1 bonus, the incredible Panic Cease program to avert panic attacks. Number 2 bonus, the 30-day prosperity plan, the daily high performance audio program for adults. So let's get started right now for just $2,997 today. And all we've got to do to see if this is right for you is to click below. Let's schedule a Zoom meeting to talk about the parenting course. But I've got another bonus for you. This is something ninja cool. Bonus number 3. Oh, I love this. This is the Parenting Shortcuts course. Ideas that are easy to implement and quick to show results. Wouldn't you want quick results? It's a $1,997 value. And this bonus is for the first 10 people only. So once again, let's cover everything that's happening right here. We've got the amazing Can Do program for kids manual, the inspirational Can Do stories, the creative Can Do Critters workbook, the 31 daily positive and motivating audio messages for your kids, the 7-week parenting course, the Panic Cease program is bonus 1, bonus 2, the daily audio messages for adults, and number 3, the Parenting Shortcuts course. Get started now for just $2,997. Click below. Let's schedule a Zoom meeting to talk about the parenting course and how to implement all of this. We want to make sure that we can work with you and that you'll work with us and implement these ideas. Now, this is not for everyone. I'll be clear with you. See, you have to want to take your family to the next level. You have to have that deep desire to do something different, to have your kids have a different future, to have your family have a different and more productive future. You need to apply by scheduling a Zoom meeting with me, and then we'll decide if all this works for both of us. Now, you, at this point, have 2 choices. First option, you can do nothing and not take this leap of faith. Or the second option, you can pony up this small investment when it's compared to a lifetime. The small investment today compared to all the value you'll get in return, and just give it a shot. What if? The real question is this. Is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out? Which, if it does even half of what I've claimed today on this webinar, will pay for itself with a better future for your kids and for your family. So just click below and let's get started with the conversation. You know, there are other opportunities. With the Can Do Parenting course, we'll go through a 7-week process to make lasting positive changes for your kids and for your family. There may be shortcuts, but there is no shortcut to changing habits. It takes 21 days to change a habit. And over 7 weeks, we're going to help to change habits within your family that you will love the results you see. So click below to start. Let me tell you the tale of two people. Some people think about things for a long time. In fact, as I work with companies all over the world, I share with executives that the average person will take a long time to make a decision and then change their minds often. Leaders make up their minds quickly and change their minds slowly. Those are the two people. So some people think about things for a long time, while others clearly identify priorities, look at the options, and take action. So let's schedule that Zoom meeting, and you and I can talk about how to change your family for the better forever. So let me show you what you do next. We're here to give your kids the can-do advantage. In order to bring that advantage to your kids and to your family, we should talk. What if, together, in 7 weeks, we could take your kids to the next level of success and happiness in their lives? That might be worth a few minutes on a Zoom call below. What you're going to get, once again, let me review it: the Can-Do Program for Parents and Kids Manual, the Can-Do Stories, the Can-Do Critters Workbook, the 31-day audio messages for your kids, the 7-week parenting course, the Panic Seeks program to avert panic attacks, the 30-day plan high-performance audio program for adults. You're going to love that one. And the parenting shortcuts, a total value of $32,485. Now, if you don't schedule a Zoom meeting, call right now. Here are some of the reasons I figure you might not. You might think that you'll make the time in the future to help your kids work on their self-image and their confidence. Or you may think their schooling will do all of this. Or you might think another time might be better. Well, what if the answer to all three would be no? Let's schedule a Zoom meeting below and say yes to your kids and to their future. You're going to get the Can-Do Program Manual, the Can-Do Stories, the Critters Workbook, the audio messages for your kids, the 7-week parenting course, the Panic Seeks program, the daily audio messages for adults, and the parenting shortcut course. I promised you at the beginning an idea, didn't I? I said at the beginning of the webinar that if you stayed until the end, I would give you something special. Here it is. I suggest you declare the positive affirmation that follows here, the first thing every morning and the last thing every night, without analysis, for at least 90 days, and watch for the positive things that are about to happen in your life. Here is the affirmation: everything I touch prospers and succeeds. Isn't that strong? Everything I touch prospers and succeeds. Well, let's make everything in your family prosper and succeed, and let's get started with a click below and set up a Zoom meeting. Now, for the first 10 people to schedule a Zoom meeting with me, I have something special, something that is pure ninja for the first 10 people who schedule a Zoom meeting with me to talk about your kids, your family, and the Can-Do Parenting course. I will customize for you a personal goals card that could positively affect your life immediately. People pay me a lot of money to create this for them. I'm going to give it to you. It's time for action. Let's schedule a Zoom meeting below. Let's get started now for just $29.97 today. Click below and let's schedule a Zoom meeting. We want to make sure that you're the right fit for this course. If this is not for you, we may have some other ideas to help your family. Again, thank you for taking time to learn about the Can-Do Program for Parents and Kids, where we take your kids and your family to the next level.